Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. My name is Alexandra Figueredo. I'm a visibility coach and I am the founder of Visibility Vixens, which is an amazingly supportive community of vixens that we want to stand out and express our vixen selves so that we can live our most authentic and magnificent lives. Okay, so if you today we're going to be talking about the wish I had the title in front of me, but it is about looking back, reflecting on 2021 so that we can see what's worked, bring into 2022 what works, and leave behind what isn't working. And if you resonate with this video, if you really enjoyed it, I would appreciate if you liked. If you're on one of the one of my platforms, appreciate you subscribing, joining, following me, and hitting the little bell so that you're notified of anytime that I go live or anytime that I post. Okay, so what we're doing today, I'm a huge fan of the 80-20 rule. And so if you haven't heard of that, it's also called the Pareto principle. The 80-20 rule is a way to see like what mathematically it's been shown that a lot of times many patterns in nature and even patterns in our lives and business and other areas follow an 80-20 calculation. And that means that 80% of your in the case of, like, let's say your business, 80% of your clients come from 20% of your or 80% of your income comes from 20% of the sources, or vice versa. Maybe it's I know in customer service, a lot of times it's like 80%, like the people who give you the 80% of the headache come from only 20% of the clients. And so whatever it is, obviously it's not always going to be perfect, but just taking that concept, that 80-20 rule concept in mind, I want us to start to think about what happened in 2021 that we can bring into 2022. Now, for example, and I'm going to ask us a series of questions and we can reflect on these things. Because I want us to really see like what has happened. So, when I did this assessment at the end of 2020 going into 2021, we all kind of thought that this was going to be a fluke year, right? But like things continued into 2021. And so now at this point, we can take a look at kind of like not just what happened in 2021, but also what happened since the pandemic started to see what's worked. But primarily, we're going to focus on the last year. So the first thing I'd like you to do, and I'm going to ask a series of questions, and just so that to kind of prep you, I'm going to ask a series of questions. I'm going to have a little music, and started the music already. And then you're going to have like a little pause time. And if you're watching this or you want to watch the recording again, more than welcome to just put it on pause and reflect and take as much time as you like for these questions. But for our purposes here, I'm just going to give us about a minute per question. Okay, so the first thing I want you to think about, let's start positively. So think back over 2021, and you want to close your eyes if you're welcome to, just to kind of get focused. When you think about 2021, what were some of your wins? What were some of the things that you can celebrate? So just for a minute, I want you to think about that and write down, and I'm going to do this along with you, okay? Because I like to walk the walk. So let's go ahead for 1 minute and just write down what are the things you want to celebrate. And some of your wins, and they can be big and small. So no matter how small, just keep writing, write for a minute. What were some of your wins? Okay, let's go. Okay, so you can come back to that and just maybe even write down on your paper if you have a notebook like me. You can write down what are your wins, and then kind of go back to that, self reflect. Okay, so the next thing is, what are you grateful for? So what, looking back, I mean, and there might be some ties with what you want to celebrate, but what are you grateful for from 2021? And this could be related to your business, or it could be other things, but I just want you to get into this sense of gratitude, of thanksgiving, of feeling appreciative of everything from 2021. So what are you grateful for? Ready? And start. All righty. Awesome. So now you're going to go through, hide that. Now we're going to do okay, so let's go. Now that we have the 80-20 rule, remember that 80-20 rule. I want you to think back on your income from your business, or from, think about what made the most income. And if like, for example, for me, it was one-to-one coaching, but I also launched group coaching this year, and I launched group programs, and I earned income from events as well. Those were kind of like the 5 sources of income that I had. So you can write down, like, if you know offhand, great. Maybe this is something you need to look into, but it's good to see, like, where did your income come from? And I want you to see, like, start to, like, rank it. And I want to know, and see if you can figure out where did most of your income come from. Okay. So we're going to do 80-20. So where did your income come from in 2021? All right. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So awesome. You guys are doing amazing. Alrighty. So then the next thing is we're going to find out what worked. What was the 80-20 for your promotion, for marketing? So what strategies worked? What worked in 2021? You can even look at like the different ways that you're in it. For example, one-to-one coaching was where I earned most of my income, and most of it came from referrals. Well, not most of it, but a lot of it came from referrals. Referrals from events that I hosted, from events that I hosted, from summits that I hosted. So like write down, where did most of your clients come from? So what marketing strategies, visibility marketing strategies worked in 2021? All right, and let's start. All right. Awesome. Okay, so then let's see here. Okay, so then the last part of this is to see what didn't work. What didn't work in 2021, okay? Because the idea here is that we want to do, so by doing this assessment, we want to see like what worked. We want to do more of what worked and what is working, and we want to do less of what isn't working. Okay, so let's look at what didn't work. And maybe it's that, let's say the 80-20, maybe it's that 20% that's taking up a lot of your time isn't working, right? And maybe it's not that it's not working, but the last question is going to be about our beliefs. So maybe there's a way that we can tweak it. But let's just kind of do an assessment, like what didn't work in 2021. And that could be, that could be marketing, that could be services, products, all of those things. So what didn't work in 2021? And start. And one thing you might want to do, if it didn't work, you can think about as you're writing it, why it didn't work or what you can do to change it so that it does work. So that's another thing you can do. Okay, now I said this was going to be really short. I'm only giving a minute each for each section, but just wanted to, you can always refer back to this and hopefully this gives you a good idea. Okay, so then the next thing is, oops, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. The next thing is what beliefs, actions, behaviors do you want that, that maybe like that were stopping you, that were blocking you, that were holding you back? Maybe it could be environmental things, people in your life. What are some actions? Let me type it because you might not be able to hear me well. What are actions, behaviors, thoughts, beliefs, etc. you'd like to leave behind in 2021? All right, let's add that. Okay, and let's get started. And we only have a minute, just a reminder, but you can start this process and watch this again as a recording. All right. It was interesting. What came up for me for this one is that I still have this need for approval or this desire to be liked, and that's actually stopping me from gaining momentum and growing my business. So this is always good. These assessments are always good to do, and you're welcome to rewatch the recording once it's posted and take a little time for reflection. And the next part 2, we're going to actually be doing some visualization for what we want to bring into 2022. So today was about finding out what worked in 2021 that we want to bring into 2022, what didn't work, what we want to leave behind, or maybe we need to tweak so that it becomes more efficient, more productive, more profitable in 2022. And yeah, just raising our awareness so we know what's working and what's not working so that we can start off 2022 right. So you'll stay tuned for part 2. And if you want to join, I'm going to be hosting a 3-day challenge on creating a captivating content plan for 2022. It starts January 3rd. You're welcome to join. It's alexandrafigueredo.com, and you can sign up there for the 3-day challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that you can join us. And then if you want to get a head start on 2022, this is an amazing time to do that for yourself, or you're growing your business and getting more clients. If you want a complimentary strategy session with me, a breakthrough in 2022 session, you can go to calendly.com/Alexandra and I'll post the links below. And I hope to see you in our part 2. I hope to see you in the challenge, and happy to have a conversation with you to help you break through in 2022. Again, if you like this video, if you found value, please like this video. And I would appreciate if you also want to join the Visibility Vixens community, that you follow, subscribe to my channels. All right, everyone, enjoy and have a blessed rest of your day.